What's up, everybody? Hello, welcome back to Guitar Corner number 16. How you doing? Oh yeah, get ready to get down, Olive. We should do a duet. Olive doesn't play guitar. This is the ultimate studio dog. Here you go, buddy. She been in the studio for every note I've made in the last 11 years. You're gonna work the pedals, right? That's right, Bubba. Okay, so folks, I'm really excited. Today's hang is dedicated to our tour manager, sound man, and incredible friend, Mr. Tyler Colossal Cossel. I got a song that we used to open up all of our shows in the Midwest with, and it's how we met Tyler. And it's really Tyler's song, man. It's called Little America, and I'm gonna play it to you. We're talking about hammer-on and pull-offs. Here's the thing with Tyler, man, hardest working man in show business. When we met him, he was, this is just for you, Tyler, knee-high to a grasshopper. He doesn't love it when I say my little Kansas colloquialisms. Actually, Eon doesn't. Tyler has a few of them from Nebraska, but the band director at Tyler's high school had us come out, and they, just out of the blue, had us, they reworked, this is one of the songs I'm going to play, they put it on mallets, they reworked it for their band halftime, and they won the competition that year. And Tyler was just a young man at the school who started coming to our shows at the Zoo Bar. We used to play the I-35 run all the time, man, back Zoo Bar up in Nebraska, Loft 150 in Wichita, what was it, the Deli in Norman, Eskimo Joe's Mike's College Bar in Stillwater. Sometimes we get down to Austin, but we ran that loop till the wheels were falling off and the transmissions were falling out. But Tyler stuck with us, and after many years, we realized he's just brilliant and kind, and we pulled him into the fold, and he's been at the front on the wheel, resident shrink, become a great sound person. He's just incredible. And we love him to death. So I'm going to play a song that Tyler used to request, and it's hopefully for the inside ball guitar folks. This will give you something to hang out and work on. Hammer on pull-offs are really interesting. What it is, you basically, anybody that's just a musician hanging, because we want everybody here, but this is just for the guitar players. If you've done this, that's it. That's pull-off, no pick, hammer on. If you think about striking a drum, when you lift the stick, it doesn't become another note. A piano is a percussion instrument. You play a note, you can't bring your hand off of that and it becomes another note. You can do that with a Moog, a synthesizer. It's really cool. There's all kinds of ways there's hammer-ons and pull-offs in electronic music. But as far as acoustic instruments, the guitar is very unique in that it gets a totally different tone. If I pick both these notes versus, hear how much softer that second note is? So we can do stuff like this. I'm basically just picking chords out. I set an open tuning that I'll give you in a second, and it goes like this. Here we go, let's make a loop, 2, 3, 4. Major and minor, 1, 2, 3, loop, boom. Turn this up a little bit. This is my downbeat. Yeah, buddy. Folks, the tuning is doing the work. I know it seems crazy and like a bazillion notes and a buzzing bee running around, but between the hammer-ons and the pull-offs and the tuning, a lot of the work is being done by the guitar. We're in one of my favorite tunings ever. This is 151 251. So D A D E A D, which allows you, it sets up a chord that's basically it's just 1 5s and a 2, a suspended 2. So you really don't know if you're in major or minor. But if you go to, we spell out the minor. Basically here's the frets, 4 5 4 5 5, and all I'm doing is pulling off to the open string every time. Down here, I'm 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we just make with that tuning, suspended 4, and then again, we talked about this in a bunch of different little lessons over the last 2 weeks here. It's just a power chord, like us rock and rollers love, boom. But because of the tuning, it makes a great suspension. Or leave that open, and then back to power chord, bend that down. That's it, folks. And then another way, and I think I did this in one of the other videos, but another thing, this is almost an Irish thing. There's a place, the amazing Craig Morris and Donna Morris, they let us go on this Christmas caroling every year. They get the SAG after people get these buses, and we go and we see the veterans and the School for the Blind and a homeless shelter, and we get to sing these Christmas carols. And one of the cool things is we eat at this place, McNamara's, this Irish bar, and the people that own the bar are the most wonderful Irish singers and players. And so for, 3 or 4 years, I've got to really witness this incredible, and it's the Christmas spirit, and I'm crazy Clark Griswold anyway, but we get to get in that vibe of this Irish music around the holidays, and I've lifted a lot of that vibe, and a lot of it's that triplet thing. Let me see if I can do a good example of this. I got it in a few of the songs, but I can't think of one right off the top, but kind of like... I'm looping. Now here's where the hammer-on pull-off sounds Irish to me. So I'm going. I mean, not anything specific, but hammer on. We did this in another one. Grab the top. Come back down. I blew it, but I use that in little solo stuff all the time. I've actually even got a few film and TV instrumental things that are kind of based around those riffs, because if you put those on a mandolin, a banjo, a dobro, just different instruments that ring out differently, pan them, try some harmonies, they can become all kinds of cool, sweeping, fun things. Speaking of that, I'm sorry I missed you last week. I had some film and TV stuff due, and we're getting ready, assuming the Delta variant doesn't throttle all of our plans again. We're planning on hitting the road too. We got a bunch of schools set up, high schools, with the charity we founded, Funding the Future, talk about financial literacy, play some rock and roll. We got a showcase at Rockwood Music Hall in New York City. We're on November 8th. I'm excited about. Our manager's talking about a couple things down at South by, because I think by spring, hopefully this will really be safe. But yeah, Vax show at Rockwood, and then with the schools. Sorry, any students out there that have seen us on these other tours. We've been out for a few years doing that. We're not going to be doing any meet and greets, not hanging after. So, and if you said, nope, can't help load, can't do any of that stuff, we're going to be masked up and staying away. But we love y'all. We're going to give you all we got, play everything we can. And I'll, hopefully I'll keep seeing you here until we can all be hugging after the shows and face to face and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, try some of this hammer-ons and pull-ups. There's just so many, even inside of a chord when you're playing. That note is, if it's a wrong note, hit it twice. 2 times, now it's got a cool kind of Middle Eastern Phrygian thing to it. But yeah, you can hammer off inside of the chords. When I first started playing, I always show my little stack of old, glam rock magazines from when I was coming up. Hammer-ons and pull-offs were always something where, it was, in bay and all these, all this kind of stuff, which I love, but there's ways to put it inside of songs. There's ways that rhythmically, especially if you're doing a 3 against 2 or different kinds of things, or you're playing in 6, there's ways that it just kind of gallops. So that's always something I would say is instead of kind of thinking about it as, this, we talk about this a lot too, that instead of things being, they can be technical when you learn them, but they have no point if they're not incorporated into something that somebody wants to hear. So I look for, if you got anything, you got a song that you're doing with the hammer-ons and pull-offs that you think is more of a rhythmical statement than a solo statement. Nothing wrong with guitar solos. I love taking a nice guitar solo, but something that, somebody could hear in their heads and really kind of sing along with in a way and incorporate into a song. So let me know. Again, Colin at Bandwagon, you rescued this. Jim Wilcox got me this Chet Atkins. Slowly getting my my hole worn back into it from the one that was stolen from me down in Austin. But yeah, Colin set this up, and man, it's all feeling good. Okay, the last episode of Ted Lasso was incredible. Oh, last one, almost forgot. I was laying on the book, so she's reminding me. Closing with show and tell again, folks. Well, first of all, Wifey and I found this cool little Target $15 light up thing. And I put it up, and then I realized the guy from Cush Audio has the same thing. It says Cush Late Night. So, brother, I'm sorry. I'm biting on your style right now. By the way, that channel is crazy. If you're trying to learn about producing, engineer, how to get your studio rolling, sometime we'll do some from in there in the recording studio. That Cush channel is freaking amazing. He had one that was $130 mic versus a $4,000 mic. And I always talk about, guitars using both expensive and cheap guitars. So I love that one, and I bought that EV635 mic. I got a $100 mic going through a $2,000 preamp, but it sounds better than my fancy mic through the fancy preamp. So you never know what's going to work. But here's what I want to show you. What's up, Olive? I got two books that I have. Well, one of them I didn't know existed, but I'm a really big fan of like bands, art books, and really great rock and roll photographers. So first of all, Anton Corbijn. I grew up on U2 and Depeche Mode, and he's got so many freaking incredible photos in this book. It is just unbelievable. This thing is so inspiring. Bunch of Nick Cave. Tom Waits is, of course, one of my favorites. So this is awesome. And speaking of Tom Waits, Matt Mahurin, who did videos for him and Queensryche and everybody I loved growing up, they put, I could talk about this friggin' thing all day. Some of the most incredible, iconic images I've ever seen in music are in this book. I mean, every single one you could print out and cover a wall with. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, talking about paracosm, building a world, that is Tom Waits. I mean, you are living in Tom Waits land here. I just absolutely love him. And some of it is it's absolutely mind-blowing. It's wonderful. So, yeah, the rock and roll art, the library's slowly building. Olive said I don't care about any of this. Take me out. Let's hang out. Folks, thanks for listening to Little America. Tyler, I love you. I'll see you in a few days. We start getting ready for Carter's tour and our tour and the Funding the Future stuff. Thanks for joining me. Folks, if you know any musicians, guitar players, tell them to join us. Hit subscribe. Leave me some comments. And we'll see you in a couple days. Thanks.